About a year ago, the marketing folks darkened my door and said, hey, how about a session at Ignite? And I thought it was a great opportunity to get in front of a crowd of IT pros that were looking at adopting Exchange and Office 365, Exchange Online and Office 365. And I thought I could promote some of the work that my team had been doing. So we had a session. It was 9 a.m. on day 4 of Ignite, and we got about 300 people in the room, and it was pretty well received. We covered a wide range of work. My team was into conditional access. We were working on extensibility APIs. We had done some work, or were planning some work in the hybrid space. And we started talking about some speculative ideas, some things that we could kickstart a conversation that would continue over this past year and see if we were on the right track with our thinking. And the session was pretty well received. We got a lot of great feedback, which was good validation that we were thinking about the right things, especially in the hybrid space, which is where most of the feedback was. The last thing I did for that session was come up with a title. And I was talking about so many different things, right? And I was trying to come up with a title that encapsulated all of them. And then marketing said, oh, make it start with a verb. Right? So we started with this idea of thriving as an enterprise in Exchange Online, and we went through this sort of life cycle of adoption through hybrid, through adopting new features. Right? And again, still pretty well received. I think a lot of people ended up in the room through word of mouth. They said, hey, just going to talk about some hybrid stuff. There were a couple of people that didn't like that and gave me 1-star reviews because they missed the session entirely because of the title. So fast forward a year later, a few months ago, marketing came, darkened my door again, and said, Jeff, how about a session at Ignite? And I thought, great, here's my title. Hybrid, 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 hybrid. Right? Hybrid. And they said, that's pretty good. Maybe let's tweak it a little bit to be slightly less passive-aggressive, right? So, hybrid exchange, making it easier and faster to move to the cloud. My name is Jeff Kisner. I'm a program manager with the Exchange Online and M365 core team. And my team works on a lot of things. But for today, we own hybrid, right? And today is really about making it easier, making it faster to move to the cloud. I talk to lots of customers worldwide, and I spend most of my time with enterprise customers, security-conscious customers. But really, this applies to anybody, right? The idea of getting to the cloud has to be easy and fast. If you think about all of the great things that people like Satya demoed in his keynote, talked about in his keynote, if you've seen our announcements on things like Microsoft Search, all the good teamwork apps that we're building, none of this stuff accrues to your users until you get them into the cloud. And Exchange tends to be one of those first workloads that gets you there. Right? And if we can't get you there faster, we can't get you adopting all this other great stuff faster. Right? So I wanted to focus today just on that. Right? Couple of features, couple of ideas, kickstart a conversation for the next year about what it takes to get you over the hump and moving into the cloud. For some of you, it's just going to be about moving faster, making it easier, and for some of you, it's going to be about unblocking issues. Right? I went to a session yesterday by Michael and Eric, and they talked about moving ING Bank to the cloud, right? And it was the perfect tee-up for today's session because they talked about how necessary it was to get hybrid right. They talked about how hard it is, right? And it's true, it's necessary, but it's hard. And this little quote here comes from our docs, right? This is my favorite quote when we talk about hybrid and we look at making this easier. This starts at a section and says, this section will take you about 20 minutes to go through. And it's all about setting up hybrid and running the hybrid configuration wizard and do all of that. So 20 minutes. And then we provide this little disclaimer, which says, you've probably got to plan a whole lot more time than that because you got to talk to a whole bunch of people. So we don't really tell you what it's going to take, but if you listen to Michael and Eric yesterday, it's pretty painful. They had to go through the regulators. They had to go through the security department, the networking guys, right? But it's necessary, but it's hard, right? And once you get past all of that, we still don't make it easier for you. You've got your admins going over here for one thing, you've got your admins going over here for another thing, and this idea of hybrid just isn't a reality, right? What we have is two separate organizations that you've got to manage separately, you've got to deal with separately, you've got to work with your regulators separately because there are different issues across all of them. right? And so really when I think about it, when I think about what hybrid is or what hybrid should be, is this idea of a virtual organization that brings all of your users and all of your data under one view, under one purview. Instead of spending time figuring out where to go for which tools, go here, go there, what to do, right? It should be moving from this idea of two separate organizations to one simple virtual organization, right? And all you need to worry about, if you need to worry about this, is where you're putting data for specific users, specific objects. That should be the value of hybrid. We should make everything else seamless, transparent for you. Now, we're a long way from that, right? A long way from that. But that's the vision. That's what we're trying to get to. And hopefully we're taking some steps to get there, right? And that's what I wanted to focus on today. Right? So the first thing that really comes to mind, and again, it was called out yesterday, is this idea of administration. Once you adopt Exchange Online, you've got separate administration. It's not this virtual organization that we think it should be, right? So I'll bring out my block friends to illustrate the problem here. So Mike's preparing to onboard to Exchange Online, right? He's getting ready to move mailboxes. We've purchased it, great, he's done a good job, right? And realizes that all of the configuration that he's done over the 10, 12, 15 years of running Exchange on-prem is not there. We didn't bring it across, right? It's all greenfield. He doesn't know what's going to happen. We don't know what happened to the OA mailbox policies, the active sync policies. What's going to happen to those mobile devices? What's going to happen to our records retentions if we don't have those retention policies across, right? So he doesn't know what's going to happen to his data, to his users, puts the mailboxes on hold, and then the business gets upset because they can't adopt all of those new great features and services as fast as they want. So if you're an IT pro, and I was at one point in my career, you spend lots of nights and weekends working and fixing things, and Mike does this, and he brings all of those policies across to match the Exchange on-prem policies, and then he begins to migrate, right? And even after that, he's in this dual administration phase, right? Go here for this, go there for that, try to keep it all together, right? So I teased this idea out about a year ago, and it seemed to resonate pretty well. And we built this feature called Organization Configuration Transfer, or OCT as we call it. And we released V1 a couple of months ago. And the idea here is really simple. Take those objects that you created on-prem and transfer them over to the online environment. And we integrated it right into the hybrid configuration wizard, because that's where you're going to start by establishing hybrid. Now, where we started here, and we wanted to keep this simple to start to make sure we were on the right track and building the right features that you all wanted, was a one-time copy of those objects. So you run the HCW, and it takes all of those objects and brings them to the cloud. And we started with a subset of all the policies and objects you could possibly configure. In talking with customers and doing a little bit of research, these are the first 5 or 6 that we thought were most important in talking to customers. And so those get copied across, right? But all we did in that first version were new actions. Right? So if you had an OA mailbox policy, for example, that didn't exist in the cloud, doing a comparison by name, we would do a new OA mailbox policy in the cloud as part of that HCW run. Right? If we saw a match based on name, we would simply skip over that object. Right? So it was a sort of a start of bootstrapping this idea, bootstrapping the online environment to match your on-prem environment right at the time you start adopting, right? So today what I'd like to do is show you org config transfer v2. All right, so let's start. Here's my on-prem environment. I'm gonna run the HCW here. I'm gonna click next. Now the first thing you'll see here is we're gonna look at a server, and all of you know that you have to license your hybrid servers, right? So you used to go to a web page or you used to call support and log in. In the last 2 months, we've integrated that license for the Exchange hybrid server into the HCW. So you can go ahead and click this link right in front of you here to license this server now. It'll give you a pop-up, you'll log in, and it'll go out, make sure you're a tenant, and then give you a license and automatically license this server for you, right? So you'll see that. We're gonna skip through that for today, right? And I'm gonna enter some credentials here. Make sure I get the right ones. Try again. Better. My team likes to mess with me when they create demos for me and they make the tenant names as complex as possible, right? So I tricked them this year. I use password safe. All right, off we go. So we're going to do a whole bunch of things. I'm going to bring up some PowerShell windows as well. Does everybody know this trick, by the way? F12 in the HCW, that brings up this little dialog. If you don't, this is a good trick. You can get your logs, log files, and you can open your PowerShell sessions. So let's get those going. We'll click next here, and you'll see the next page here. If you haven't run OCT v1 or seen OCT before, this is the new option that we've added to the hybrid features page. So choosing minimal, full hybrid, and then you can choose to run org config transfer. So let's take a look at our environment. So let's first take a look at the on-prem environment. And you'll see here we've got a OA mailbox policy named demo OA mailbox policy. Super simple, right? Now let's do the same on the cloud side. And you'll see that one's not there. So that's one that we should bring across. That's a new object. But let's take a look at one of our potential conflicts, right? And that's really what I want to show you today. So let me do get DLP policy, and we're going to do FT name. Sorry, we're going to actually go for a specific one. Forgot a comma. Let's make that a little easier to read. Nope. Okay, so we've got a DLP policy on-prem, right? And it's got a couple of properties here. Let's look at the same one. So we have a mismatch here. This policy exists on both sides, right? And in OCT v1, this is an object we would have skipped, right? And you would have been in that dual administration phase, right? Make those changes on both sides to keep them in sync. So let's run OCT, and we'll hit next. And what now it's going to do is going to go and start looking at those policies on-prem, reading them all, storing them in memory, and figuring out what to do with them, right? And OCT v2 adds a new page here. Right? Once it gets through that processing, what it finds here is that we've got objects that are in conflict. Right? And so, as I said, in OCT v1, we would have skipped over that DLP policy and we would have just ignored it and moved on. Right? Now what you can do is have an option here. You can say, there are objects in conflict. If you don't want to overwrite anything in the cloud, right? On-prem is your master here, then you hit that second button. Say, don't transfer anything. But if you think you might want to do it, you go with the first one. Let's review those objects. So we bring up a new page here that shows you all of the objects that we found that have conflicts, that match by name on-prem and in the cloud, and then we allow you to review them. And the way this match works is the first thing we do is find the object match by name, and then we go property by property to find out if there's a conflict on any one of those properties. And if so, it ends up in this review, right? If there are no matches, if there are no conflicts property by property and they're in sync, then we simply ignore it and move on because there's nothing to review at that point. So if we take a look at that specific DLP policy, right, you can see that will show you the value of each of those properties, description and mode. On-premises has one value and the online policy has a different. Right? And we had the same one, same issue for the malware filter policy. Right? And you see the default OA mailbox policy also had a conflict here. Right? So you can choose now what to do. In fact, in org config, we had a conflict here as well in terms of the default public folder warning quota. Right? And so you can choose to bring these across or not. And you can get down granular to the objects you want. If you don't want to mess with the organization config, then don't select that one. Just go forward with DLP policy, specific policy if you want, and the malware filter policy. And then you click next, right? Tells you it's about to go do it, gives you one last chance to back out if you don't want to do it, and off it goes. And then it just starts writing those commands. We're doing sets now, right? So you can take a look at the logs. We'll go into the logging folder. I'll show you two more things here. First thing we did is add a rollback script, right? So as we go through, you can see it's done. You give us 5 stars, and off you go, right? Now, just in case you clicked through this and you didn't intend to overwrite something in the cloud, we've added a little rollback script here for you, and we named it rollback, pretty simple, named it by timestamp, and all it does is give you the commands. Just run these, copy these into your online PowerShell window, and roll those objects back to the state they were in before you started the hybrid configuration wizard. Now, if you want to, we've also added a log file for OCT, right? So you can see exactly what we're doing here, right? No secrets, this is pretty simple. It's just one of those things that we thought was going to make it easier for you, right? Now, to be clear, let me go back. We did not build and are not building a synchronization engine. This is still a one-time transfer here, right? So every time you run the HCW, it's doing a transfer. And you can run that as many times as you want, right? Anytime you want to make a change on-prem, you could run the HCW, just get through the OCT phases and cancel out. Right? You don't have to go all the way through to the end if you don't want to, right? But it is still just a one-time transfer. This is not a dual write scenario. This is not a synchronization scenario. There are ideas. We've been asked for them. I'm not sure I want to get into the business of meta directories and synchronization engines, but this is our start, trying to make it easier for you, make it easier for you to establish that online environment, keep it in sync, get to that idea of a virtual organization. Right? So we added, as you saw, those set actions, and we added a subset of policies and objects. Right? So we looked at DLP policy, and the malware filter policy showed up in our demo. Right? Organization config, and we've added a few others. So we're continuing to add on to this. Right? We'll get to some Q&A later today. Think about what objects are most interesting to you. I'd like to hear what you want to see us add to OCT as we continue to develop this one. Okay? So that's the first thing I wanted to start with, right? But you have to get past the hybrid setup just to get there. That's an administration issue, right? And just getting to that point tends to be hard, right? That's what Micah was talking about yesterday. And again, here is my favorite quote from our docs page. It's super hard. Is it going to take you 20 minutes? Nope. It's going to take you a lot longer than that. How long? We have absolutely no idea. But you've definitely got you've got to talk to a lot of people that you really don't like talking to, especially your security folks, right? I mean, let's look at it. How familiar is this scenario to you? You go buy Exchange Online, you get ready to go, right? You read 20 different pages around hybrid on docs, and there are more than 20. You create a data flow diagram because your networking team and security teams want it. You review that with them, right? They ask for changes. You go back and change them. We change some IP addresses in the cloud. You update those data flow diagrams again, right? Let me bring that back. Let's look at it again, right? You re-review with networking. You argue with security about installing Exchange in a DMZ. You go create some new DNS records. You create some inbound firewall flows. You run the HCW. You test those flows. Then you go back to the networking team and ask them to fix the mistakes that they made, right? And then you're ready to go. And then the security team shuts down the whole project, right? How many people has that happened to, right? Yeah, super common, right? And you go through all of that, and you can't get to the cloud. You can't get to Exchange Online. You can't get all of that rich goodness. And it certainly doesn't meet my vision. Here's my vision. Sign up, run the HCW, and move mailboxes. That's it, right? Now, say gross exaggeration. I know, there's lots more to do, but this is a nice soundbite, right? That's where we should be aiming for, right? Sign up, run the HCW, we'll bootstrap the environment, we'll bring that config, run it with an OCT, and then just move mailboxes. And everything should just work, right? If you've been watching our blogs, you've been watching the features, you know one of the things we've been working on are hybrid delegation, right? And that's been a pain for all of you, right? And we started fixing some of those scenarios so that you could move mailboxes and those scenarios would just work. You wouldn't have to think about how to batch people together, right? We don't want it to be a complex problem. Sign up, HCW, move mailboxes. So we started to think about how to fix this problem. And this was the idea that we started teasing out at Ignite last year to see if it resonated with anybody. And we started a conversation with a whole bunch of customers, right? And this applies across the board, right? We talked to large customers, financial services customers that said, we can't go. Our security team won't let us publish our on-prem environment to the internet. Even if we lock it down to Exchange Online, we cannot create those inbound firewall flows, right? We talked to the small customers. The small customers said, it's too hard for me. I don't know how to create a DNS entry. I've outsourced that to somebody else, or I've got to go ask them and then wait 2 weeks and pay them more, right? I don't want to purchase new certificates, right? I don't know how to create firewall flows. So we started to think about how to fix this problem. And we had a few simple principles, that we wanted to adhere to as we went into the idea phase, the development phase of this. First thing was keep it simple, right? It has to be integrated with the experiences that you know. I didn't want to build a bolt-on. Didn't want to build a solution accelerator. Go buy another product, right? Go buy some other proxy that will do some work for you. It had to be integrated with the experience that you as the Exchange admin had control over, right? Then we wanted to start simple, right? Just like OCT. We wanted to start simple and prove what we were doing was possible, prove what we were doing was right, but create a platform that we could continue to extend on, right? Because we're not near that end game yet, that utopia of that single virtual organization that hybrid should be. It's going to take us a while to get there. So we had to be able to start somewhere now and continue to evolve this, right, and get to that end game later. We didn't want to change anything pretty dramatic about Exchange, especially in the authentication, authorization, and throttling, right? You're all aware of how mailbox move work, right? You're all aware of what could be throttled. Right? Authorization, authentication is complex. We wanted to work within the framework that Exchange has today. Some of that code is 10, 15 years old. Going and trying to change it is super scary. So we wanted to make as few changes to Exchange as possible. And most importantly, we wanted to fix or eliminate those most common problems that we saw engaging with all of these customers, small and big, across the board. No customer DNS changes, no certificate changes, no firewall or network changes, with a little asterisk behind this one, right? But more importantly, protect those on-prem systems, right? We had all of these customers say, all right, well, we could publish Exchange to the internet, right? But we don't really want to allow those connections down to the Exchange server on-prem, especially not pre-authenticated. And if you know, we could do pre-authentication. If you had TMG or some other proxy out there, you can do pre-authentication with MRS, uses NTLM, right? But not FreeBSD, right? And what's hybrid without FreeBSD? I mean, that's super important, right? So we wanted to solve all of these problems, right? So let me show you the hybrid agent. So, first thing, I've got an on-prem topology, right? So my on-prem box runs in a VM. I'm going to connect to it. I've got some cert errors, so it certainly is not a public valid cert here, but we can get there, right? So this is my on-prem environment. Now, I said no inbound flows, right? So let's go take a look at CE39 here. right? The first thing we're going to do is fix that inbound flow problem. And if nothing else works, I've got to get some points for messing with Windows Firewall over RDP in a live demo. Right? So let's block those inbound HTTPS connections. Let's go back. Let's hit refresh here. This will spin. All right, no more inbound HTTPS connections. And that's what we need for hybrid, right? FreeBSD runs over 443 on EWS. MRS runs over 443 on EWS. So no more inbound hybrid connections. Just for good measure, let's take a look. All right. So it's going to spin. No auth prompts. All right. So let's go over to my admin in the cloud here, my mailbox in the cloud. So the first thing we need is FreeBSD's got to work, right? So let's create a new calendar event, and let's add some people. Let's add OP1. This is my team again. They think I can't remember names, so they say OP is on-prem, right? So we add that, and now we find that this person is free, right? We can see the FreeBSD, super free, right? Let's go back and look at on-prem. You'll see I've got perfmon running in the background here, and you'll see there was a little blip. We'll get to that in a second. So let's go back, and let's start some moves. I created a batch early this morning. I stopped it. So let's kick this off. And that'll go do its thing. It's going to take a little while for MRS to pick this up and figure out what's going on. But meanwhile, let's add some more people to this invite. Let's add 2. Let's add 3. They're all free, but we're getting that FreeBSD back, and we have no inbound HTTP to that server. Let's add OP4. All right. All free, but we're getting that FreeBSD back. So let's go back to on-prem, and you can see every time I added a user, we ticked up perfmon here. Right? And you'll see now we're at 28 connections. Now I'm going to scroll up. I hid this intentionally. But if you look down at the object name, you can start to see what's happening under the covers here. Right? And this is the idea that we've teased out. Right? We didn't want to do anything new. We didn't want to build anything new. So we looked around the company and we said, what can we reuse to build this? Lo and behold, Azure has a service called Azure App Proxy that you can use to publish stuff on-prem. Now, Azure App Proxy is an agent. It's the same tech that's used for pass-through authentication, which is also an agent, right? And I started this demo by saying, I'm going to show you the hybrid agent. The agent itself is what does the magic. So we're not actually using Azure App Proxy, but we're sharing the same tech. We built our own agent to do what we needed to do, and it becomes this platform that we can extend on over the future, into the future here. We didn't want to do a whole lot of work that was truly unnecessary at this point, so we didn't rename their perfmon counters, right? So that's what you see what's going on under the covers here. Now, once MRS figures out what's going on and starts to actually move data, let's go back and see if we can get a refresh on what's going on there. All right. So it's going to get there. And eventually, we're going to start to see this graph go crazy. We're going to start to throw a lot of connections through this, and the connections per requests per second is going to start to go up. So maybe we'll come back and take a look at that. But that's what we're building here, a hybrid agent that allows you to establish hybrid connectivity with no inbound connections from the cloud, no firewall changes, right? So let's take a look at what is actually happening under the covers here. I'm going to use the HCW here. I'm really only using it to establish a connection to the cloud. See if MRS is figured out. There we go. See, now we're moving mailboxes, right? And so you can see what's going on right through this agent. All right. So let's get this session going on. And most of you know how FreeBusy works, right? We publish AutoDiscover. Now, I didn't go through DNS, but there were no DNS changes here. AutoDiscover for this tenant isn't published to the internet, right? The host name you saw is published, but we closed that down. So there were no changes. Connection, the certificate had a name mismatch. So I didn't publish any new certs that Exchange Online has to trust, right? So what are we doing under the covers? We said, as I showed you, we're starting to use tech from Azure on Azure App Proxy, right? So let's take a look at our org relationship. So I've only got one, and you'll see right here in the middle, target sharing EPR looks a little funny, right? We've got this long GUID as our host name, followed by resource, mailbox migration, right? mrsproxy.net. So this is DNS that we own. No DNS changes for you. We'll make those DNS changes for you. And these are in zones that we own. And this points to a proxy endpoint in the cloud that we have established for you. And all we do is override AutoDiscover because you didn't publish it, right? We override it with target sharing EPR. Now, for those of you that go, that's great, what about OAuth? What about Exchange 2013 Plus with the intra-org connector, right? You will know that target sharing EPR, if you've got deep into this, target sharing EPR isn't a property on that one. So you need AutoDiscover for the OAuth. So we worked with the calendaring team. And I don't have one, this is an older topology, right? But one of my new properties on the intra-org connector is target sharing EPR. So that was the one change we really had to make here, is add that as a property, make it akin to the org relationships, and allow us to override AutoDiscover for those intra-org connector scenarios. So we can use target sharing EPR, and we'll do exactly the same thing here. Override it with this funny URL that we own, right? Likewise, if we look at the migration endpoint, it's exactly the same. All we've done is override that remote server address with our endpoint that we've created. And this is how it all works, right? We send those connections from Exchange Online, overriding all of the logic in AutoDiscover to an endpoint that we've created for you. So what's the architecture look like? It's pretty simple. You've got Exchange servers on-prem. We install a hybrid agent, and all you need are outbound connections from that agent to the internet. Outbound 443 for all the data moves, right? And outbound 80 for a CRL check on occasion. And what that does is the agent talks to our hybrid proxy service that runs in the cloud. We run it on Azure infrastructure here. And we create a tenant-specific endpoint, right? Not only do we create a tenant-specific endpoint, we create different URLs for the flows that we want. So you'll see that GUID is a host name, right? We create a unique one for you, right? And this has nothing to do with the GUID that's used to identify your tenant. So one of the conversations we had with customers is they said, well, we don't want to be discoverable, right? Part of the problem they had with publishing AutoDiscover is once you have that, it's super trivial to figure out where your endpoints are. Right? They didn't want to see anything associated with their on-prem environment, right? So that GUID is a random GUID, right? We assign it to you when we generate it, but has nothing to do with your tenant, right? And we'll store it and we'll use it for you and we'll never use it for anybody else, right? But the only place you can find that GUID are your logs on-prem, in the migration endpoint in your tenant, and the organization relationships in your tenant. It is not discoverable anywhere, right? How many possible GUID v4 combinations are there? 2 to the 122nd, something like that. So it's pretty random. The idea of a brute force attack seems unlikely. And that was good, right? But it is a little security by obscurity. I admit that, right? We tried to sell that one, and one of our customers said, well, that's great, but it's still a public endpoint. If you could possibly find it, if somebody grabbed a hold of that URL, right, could they send requests down to our on-prem environment? Now, yeah, could happen. So we added an IP whitelist at that proxy endpoint, and that's one that we control. And right now, it's locked down to the Exchange Online IP addresses. Right? So this would emulate what you might have done on-prem with your networking and security teams. You would have opened up that flow through the firewall to your on-premises environment, right? And then locked that down to the Exchange Online IP addresses. And when we change those IP addresses, everything would have broken because they didn't catch the change. Right? Now, we've announced some new APIs, and hopefully that won't happen as much anymore, but it's still a challenge. So we manage this IP whitelist for you. We use the same APIs, but we can automate this and make sure those whitelists get up to date as new IP ranges get published. And so we took this idea to customers, and they said, that's it. That's what we need. Right? That's good enough. Right? And so we've got this. I will tell you today, this is in public preview. We have this live with customers today using it to onboard to Exchange Online. Right? So this is real. Right? So a couple of things here. On availability, right? We didn't make any change to free busy requests from on-prem to the cloud. That still follows your network path that you have today. Right? We absolutely did not want to get into the business of being a proxy for all connections to Exchange Online. So your on-prem servers still need to go outbound to Exchange Online. That's why I said earlier there was an asterisk around networking or firewall changes. Some customers allow any outbound HTTP from their on-prem servers. If you're locked down, you do have to go to your networking team and say, please allow my Exchange back-end, front-end servers, if you're on an older version, to talk to Exchange Online on 443 to make those availability requests. But what we did is the other direction. We send those through our proxy servers, as I showed you, as we've been talking about. And we simply override that with target sharing EPR. Likewise, for migration, that's always a call from the cloud to on-prem. So that goes through our proxy endpoint. Right? So that'll continue to flow that direction, and there's no other changes necessary. Right? So let's take a look at what setup looks like here. So we wanted to keep this super simple. So we integrated it into the hybrid configuration wizard, and that was that first principle. It had to be part of the experiences you're familiar with today. So let's go through, let's authenticate on this environment. Okay, so we're going to go do the regular hybrid config work here. We're going to go check your topology. We're going to pull a bunch of information. Okay, so we'll get through this in just a second. All right. And then we're going to go through same questions, full hybrid config, right? No need for OCT at this point. And the next thing we do is ask you what version of hybrid you want. Do you want classic hybrid, which is everything you know and love today, or do you want Exchange Modern Hybrid? And that's what we've been talking about, right? So you select Exchange Modern Hybrid, right? And you click Next. So we'll go out and download the agent. Then we'll go to the install phase. We'll talk about what's happening in each one of these. I'm waiting for a pop-up here. There it is. All right. So this is a bit of an annoyance. We'd like to fix this one, right? But we're dependent on the ADAL team to help us be able to reuse credentials. Right? So this is one annoyance today in the install. Right at this stage, it asks you for your creds again. So we'll go off and do that one more time. And then it's off and running, right? So now we're going to do some install stuff, right? And then we'll go through the rest of the config. So we'll come back and take a look at this. But let's go back and talk about what's actually happening during an install. So we start with the HCW, we start with Exchange Server on-prem, and we kick it off for Exchange Modern Hybrid. And the first thing that happens is we go download the agent MSI. So we pull that from the cloud. So you'll get that those latest bits, right? And then we kick off the installer. We do some basic install stuff. We copy bits to the machine you're installing it on, right? We register some perfmon. We register some reg keys. We register a Windows service. You didn't take a look at it, but if you actually go onto the box, you'll see there's a new service called the Microsoft Hybrid Agent. Right? That's what does the magic. Right? Then we go out and make a call out to Azure, and we register the agent. Right? What's happening here is we'll create a unique identifier for you, for your tenant. And then on your machine, we'll generate a certificate request, a CSR. And we'll send that up to Azure along with your admin auth token to validate it's you, validate your tenant, right? And we take that information, that CSR, and we stamp a couple of other properties on this to make sure that this certificate can only be used for you inside your tenant, right? Then we hand it back to you, and you go install it on the box, right? Now that certificate itself, right, is valid for 180 days. The private key is marked as non-exportable, right? And we will roll that certificate 30 days before it expires. And we do it automatically. And that's the key here for us too. This has to be simple. We did not want to add more administrative burden to you by building this feature. So those cert rolls are automatic. And fortunately, we didn't have to build that. Our friends in Azure had already done that for us, right? We just take advantage of it, right? So then what we do is configure the agent. We store your backend URL, right? So this is where the agent itself on-prem talks to Exchange on-prem. What URL is it using? Did you give it a host name? Did you give it a VIP? We store that, right? Because we want to match the inbound request to where it has to hit on the Exchange servers on-prem, right? Then we go out and we register that agent with Azure. So we make a call and say, register these front-end URLs, right? Then what we do is validate that agent for Exchange. We can do all this config, right? But if we don't know it actually works, we don't want to go any further. So our validation is super simple. All we do is test migration server availability, and we send it to the proxy endpoint, right? And if it passes, it means we can hit that proxy endpoint, and Exchange on-prem is getting that request and servicing it. So once we validate it, we complete the config, right? And all we do in complete the config is create those org relationships with the target sharing EPR. We set the migration endpoint, and we're off and running. And that's the whole thing. So that's it. And if you click next after here, everything after that is the HCW that you know today. That is the entire install and configuration for the hybrid agent. You have to do almost nothing. So what is version 1? Right? This is where we're at today. As I said, we're in private preview today, so some of this may change as we go forward into the next weeks, right? We're supporting hybrid free busy and mailbox moves only, right? This is about getting you to the cloud, those basic experiences. Now, there's lots of great other experiences for hybrid. You'll go see Ross Smith talking about how to publish Exchange on-prem for Outlook Mobile with Intune, and that's super awesome, right? But that relies on classic hybrid today. We haven't integrated them into the hybrid agent. If you're running Teams in the cloud and Exchange on-prem, if you want your Teams client to consume your calendars on-prem, you need classic hybrid, right? But we wanted to start small. So we wanted to make sure the core Exchange, free, busy, and mailbox move scenarios worked first, get you to the cloud. So if you're thinking about those other scenarios, you have some options, right? The best option is do this, move fast, and consume everything in the cloud, and you don't have to worry about publishing stuff on-prem. If you want to think about those other scenarios, if you're going to have core features and core data on-prem users, then let's talk about what this platform might be in the future. We've been shopping this around. We've been talking to other teams in Microsoft, and they're looking at it and going, that's pretty interesting, right? It's hard to get to data on-prem, right? If you saw any of the announcements around search, right? We talked about search connectors yesterday. The idea of getting data from on-prem, super interesting for our search story. How are they going to get there, right? This might be a way. So V1 today will support new hybrid setups only. So I ran it in a topology where we had never run Classic. We had never run the HCW before. So that's our story for V1. Now, by the time we get to GA, maybe we'll allow you to switch over. We don't want to do it unnaturally. If you're running Classic Hybrid today, you've gone through all of those complexities, right? So there isn't maybe a great reason to flip over to modern unless somebody's really breathing down your neck to close the firewall. So we want to start with new hybrid setups only. Install 3 or more of the agents, right? This is best practice. This is a recommendation from our friends in Azure, the underlying tech here. Install 3 or more. It allows you to have one go down for some reason, take one down for maintenance, right? And then have one continue to function, right? If you want to install 2, that's fine. If you want to run with 1, it works, no problem. There's very little overhead to this, right? In our testing, we ran mailbox moves, 20 gigs in size. We were running at a gig per minute, right? So that's pretty good, right? Very little overhead in terms of latency. Now, it is a proxy. There will probably be some somewhere. We haven't found it yet. So we're still working on our scale testing. That's part of our private preview, right? One thing I didn't mention earlier is the agent will auto-update, right? So part of our install process is register with our auto-update service. So if we extend this agent at some point in the future, it will automatically update for you. And you will get those new features as we build them, right? There is no config. You don't have to go download something else. You don't have to find a CU. Install this once, and it will take care of itself. You got to keep the machines online, but the agent will take care of itself, right? And install it on your existing Exchange servers, right? If you're super large, if you're going to pump tons of data through it, you might think about installing it on some dedicated servers, right? But you don't have to. Put it on your Exchange servers, right? If you want to put it in the DMZ, if you do talk to the security teams and they say, no, it's got to go in the DMZ because it's going to talk to Exchange Online or outbound, put it in the DMZ. It'll work, right? You just need 443 back to your Exchange servers on-prem, right? Put it wherever you want. Doesn't matter. But we think put it on the Exchange servers. Why buy new servers if you don't have to, right? So I want to end the talking part, my talking part, with the speculative portion. This is the thing that kicks off the conversation for the future. And I said what we wanted to do was build a platform, right? If you look at this, this is super simple. We've created this pipe to get from the cloud to on-prem, right? Without having to change the network. And I said, we're talking to other teams. There's a lot of interest here. So we had to create a platform, right? And you can see we prepared for this. We planned for this in those endpoint names. There's 2 things that are variable here. One is that GUID, which is variable per customer, right? And the second is that third piece, the flow, right? And that's what we will change. Today, you will see 2 flows if you install this. One will say free busy, and one will say migration or mailbox moves, right? As we add something else, we add another flow. All we have to do is write the logic into that agent to say when this request comes through and hits the agent for something else, we know what to do with it. Imagine we could make an LDAP call. We could do a write to Active Directory, right? We could throw a search connector through this, right? And find content on-prem, right? We could grab pictures. We could do something. We could do just about anything. The question is, what's interesting? And that's the conversation I want to have over the next year. But I want to show you a demo of something. So I wanted to come back to a well-known problem, one that we've talked about as a group before, which is the send as problem in hybrid, right? So everybody's familiar with this one, right? You've got Exchange on-prem, you're going to Exchange online, and you use send as, right? So you grant send as permissions and you move somebody to the cloud and that works, right? But then you try to grant somebody else permissions to that mailbox cross-premises and it doesn't work. And then you move people and some works and some doesn't, and you move more people and nothing works. And the real problem here is these permissions don't always reliably work cross premises, right? Because of the way send as works. we make a check. Transport checks the mailbox ACL. It says, do you have send as permissions, or really the object ACL, it's not even in the mailbox, right? Do you have send as permissions to this object? And usually you do that in the cloud, or you do that on-prem. Problem is, when you're in this hybrid space, we make that check where the sender is, right? And we have no way to keep this in sync. Some of the other hybrid delegation features that we've been working on, we fix those through directory synchronization, right? All this stuff is written to attributes in Active Directory. So all we had to do is work with AAD Connect, work with our directory teams, make sure we had the right flows, and those things work. But send as isn't a directory attribute. We can't fix this one with directory synchronization. So let me show you a little demo of what we think is a platform here. Okay, so I've got an on-prem environment here, and you see I've got Exchange Admin Center, and so you've got my perfmon open, so you'll know what's about to happen here, right? And I've got an Exchange Online. Now this is real code, right? But it's early, so this isn't running in Exchange Online production today. This is in a dev platform, right? So that's why the names are a little funny. But you'll see I've got a tenant here, and I've got some mailboxes, and I've got a directory here. We didn't do full directory synchronization for the demo. We created some stuff by hand, right? But this is, for all intents and purposes, a hybrid setup. I've got Exchange on-prem here today. I've got the agent running, because I've got perfmon in the background, so we'll come back to that, right? And I've got an emulation of Exchange Online, right? And so I've got this mailbox called shared, right? I'm going to open that up. Mailbox delegation, you'll see send as here, and that should be nice and blank, right? Excellent. So let's cancel that out. Let's go back to the cloud side, and let's open up that same mailbox. Head over to delegation, and let's add send as permissions here in the cloud. So I'm going to pick the sender, continuing with the complex naming schemes. And I'm going to click Save, and this is going to start doing its thing. I'm going to go back to on-prem, and you'll see there was a little tick in my agent here. So we did something, or at least we jammed a request through that agent. So let's open up that shared mailbox. And you'll now see that we've written that same Oh, did I pick the wrong one? No, that should be the shared mailbox. Did I pick the wrong one on the cloud side? Oh, still working. All right, so we're sending a request there. Takes a little while. I jumped the gun on that one. Oh, well. Usually works super fast. Let's see if it got there yet. There we go. All right. So just for good measure, let's go back to the cloud. Let's take those permissions away, make sure this works both directions, not one-way rights. But this is an example of the platform. This is something that we could do. The idea here is we've made a change in the cloud, an administrative change in the cloud, and made that exact same administrative change on-prem. And in order to solve this scenario today, what you would have to do is 2 steps. Go make this change in the cloud. Go make this change on-prem. Go here for one thing. Go here for another thing, right? And that doesn't get us any closer to this idea, that end game of a single virtual organization. Just make those changes, and it works for your organization, right? So we ticked up again, and those permissions should be gone at this point. There we go. All right. So that's the conversation that I want to have over the next year. That's how I end my sessions, which is starting a conversation for the next year of what's important, what should we do next, how do we get from where we're at today towards that end game, right? A couple of takeaways. Hybrid setup's never been easier, right? This is super simple. Run the HCW and move some mailboxes. And your network and security teams, forget them. You don't even have to talk to them anymore, right? They can go bother other people. So I know you have questions. We're going to do questions. We're going to spend a lot of time for questions, right? But I want to do a little housekeeping first. First of all, if I don't get to everybody from questions, I'll be at the Exchange booth today from 2 to 4. Come down and see me there. Jason is down here in the front row. He'll be here. He can answer questions for you as well. He's one of the primary devs on the hybrid agent, so come see both of us, right? Second bit, go here if you want a free book about lizards. First people to get this URL will get this book about IT Pro. So, as you make your way to the microphone, right, you ask your questions, right? Tell me who you are, where you're from, and what we should see in OCT next, right? And then go evaluate the session. So, what can I answer for you today? Yeah.
I'm a consultant that at this point in time I'm engaged with a municipality, which means it's a government-based organization, and bureaucracy, of course, is devastating. And thank you, by the way, for this fabulous agent. But the question comes to mind when you mentioned that the update of the agent is automatic. Mm-hmm. And then once again, security people and on-premise policies do dictate that any change to a major component such as this needs to be pre-approved. Do we have any form of control when it comes to the upgrade of such an agent?
It's certainly something that we can think through. We don't have it today. It'll auto-update. We'll give you the latest versions, but it's certainly something that we can think through.
And regarding the OCT, would there ever come a PowerShell version of it that we can kickstart and automate it if we want to?
It's also a possibility. Anything's a possibility, but we'll keep it in mind, certainly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Kai, Exchange Master, but some stuff I haven't seen yet. So how scalable is the agent? If we've got 100,000 mailboxes, can we do the free busy requests for those over it?
Yeah, free busy requests, as you know, are super light. We don't have a lot of data on scalability at this point. It's still something that we're working through, but as I said, one agent, we could push 20 gigs per over 20 minutes. So right now, we're not seeing a whole lot of latency, and you shouldn't see any extra overhead for those, or too much overhead. So we don't have a ton of data yet. We're still working through that, but we're not terribly worried about scale. And if you are, and if we are, we'll be able to install more of them. So we'll just be able to scale out if we need to.
Can I ask another question?
Let me come back. Let me get everybody else. Yeah.
Hi, consultant, do 365 migrations. OCT, actually, and maybe even the agent. One phrase, RBAC.
RBAC, yeah. Interesting.
Is that in the
So
process?
we haven't done anything unique here, right? So in order to run OCT, we're using your credentials, right?
No,
the credentials of the person.
I mean, considering it in the future. I just spent the last
I see.
of my life.
Should we bring RBAC into OCT? Yes. That's it. We've had that request. So very good. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Next one. Here. Oh, let me go down here. Sorry. Yes.
Hi, I'm Troy from Acuity Brands. We're basically using Exchange on-prem for just management of some distribution boxes. How can we totally get rid of that?
How can you get rid of Exchange on-prem? Right. So you wanted to ask a question that we didn't talk about today. Right. All right. I'm going to ignore that question. Come see me at the booth this afternoon. Let's talk about the OCT. What's that? Yeah. So Brian Reed is also going to talk about getting rid of that last Exchange server Thursday afternoon at 4. Yeah, so see Brian as well. What other questions?
Hello, my name is Marion from TD Ameritrade. I have a quick question for the required URL and IP endpoints for Office 365, and a big chunk of it is for Exchange Online. With this new demo that you just showed us, would that get rid of the need for dynamically updating our networking firewall and proxy?
So the question is, do we eliminate the need to manage the changing URLs required for Exchange Online? It depends on the connectivity, right? It depends on what you're looking at. So all we've done with the agent here is change inbound connections. Right? So what you're talking about is typically outbound connections that you manage through your proxy, through your PAC files, and say, this is where my users have to go. And just like the free busy scenario, we're not changing the outbound flows. So it doesn't eliminate that requirement.
Is that something you're working on in the future?
maybe.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Jason from Carnival. Is there multi-forest single-tenant support?
Is there a multi-forest separate tenant support? Single tenant forest. So multiple forests on-prem. Not today, but we have a customer in private preview that has that exact scenario, and we will give it to them. So by the time we hit GA, yes. Yes.
John Lee, HCA. My question is for the organization FreeBG share. If two organizations, they are on hybrid, then from one organization, they want to see another organization freebie the information. But currently, we have to create two organization relationship. For that, already get some result, the solution?
Yeah, so the important thing to remember here is that what we've done is about hybrid for a single organization. And that's what hybrid is. It's between an on-prem topology and a cloud topology for a single organization, right? Now, if you've got, I think the last question here is, what happens if I have two on-prem forests talking to the same tenant, right? That we can do. You also own all of the URLs, right? So if you really wanted to, you could take that URL that we've created and you can give it to another customer. You could allow them to do free busy across your proxies. I said, we're not creating a publishing mechanism for on-prem, right? But I'm not going to stop you from taking that URL and saying, giving it to another organization and say, here, set this as your target sharing EPR in the org relationship. We can now do free busy if you really want to. Okay. So it's possible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Murali from Dell. You mentioned one of the prerequisites as the agent needs to be installed on all the Exchange servers. So is it like a binary that I need to install and then run the HCW?
Yeah. So all of the setup is done through the HCW. Right? It will go out and download an MSI, right? That's step one, and then install all the bits. It'll copy those files and register a service. So you don't have to do anything separate, just run the HCW. Now, you don't have to install it on the Exchange server. The agent is standalone. So you can run that on the Exchange server. That was my recommendation, is keep it simple, run it on the Exchange server. But if you don't, you want it on a standalone box, you want to put it out into the DMZ, that's totally fine.
Because today we can run HCW on a standalone box. So this can be done from a standalone box, but you recommend to do it on an Exchange server?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
Hi, when do you foresee GA on this?
As fast as we can, right? So everybody left the room, or many people left the room. I will tell you, we're in private preview today. We will get to public preview as fast as we can. If you're interested in private preview, right? I have some openings. We could do it. Come see me down at the booth or after the session, right? I will say, before everybody comes for that, I want customers that are ready to run this in production, right? So if you're ready to install this in production and move mailboxes, then let's talk about private preview. But I won't give you a time frame on GA. We do want it to be as fast as possible, though.
And how would we know it is GA?
Watch the Exchange Team blog. Watch the Office roadmap site. We'll announce those in both places.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
From the city of Arlington. We're currently in a migration state. We're set to complete, I believe, next week or so. My question is, do we need to continue having the SSL cert on the on-prem since everything will continue, since we're going to be moving the MX record and everything to the cloud?
If you're going to finish your migration, you're going to start tearing down your hybrid connectivity, then...
No, we're going to stay in the hybrid.
Then yes, you need to continue to publish your certs. Now, if at some point we allow you to change from classic hybrid mode, because that's what you're in today, to modern hybrid, then you can use internal certs because that connectivity will be between the agent itself on-prem talking to your own CA. But it just depends on timing there.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Jake from Pier 1. We're currently on the old, painful hybrid. Will there be a path, I guess, to go to the nice new one, or are we stuck? Is it recommended to upgrade? What's your thoughts?
There will be a path. As I said, version 1 right now we're thinking is only for new deployments, only. But we will create a path to cut over from classic to modern. We don't know if that'll be GA or if that'll be GA plus yet. We've got to wait and see where we get on that one. That said, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe there's value if there's some long-term usage there. But if you've gone through all the work to set up classic hybrid, you know, and you're almost done, maybe the benefits aren't quite there yet.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Martin Eigner, located actually in Germany, but working for a huge US company. My question would be, do you have any plans to support geographically distributed exchange organizations here as well, where we can then use different endpoints for the complete migration strategy?
Yeah, so we have multi-geo in Office 365 today, and we want to be able to support that across migrations as well. So you can create multiple migration endpoints today and make sure that we're talking to the closest on-prem topology. So yes, we have plans to support that.
The question was specifically for the modern agent now.
Yes.
So, okay.
We have plans to support that.
Perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, hi. My name is Ryan. I'm from Vermont Energy Investment. We have run the hardware configuration wizard, migrated some people in a testing section, a small group, and free and busy is not working for us. You've talked a lot about that today in the agent. I don't believe, I have to get back to the service, I don't think we installed the agent, which sounds like it's optional. Wondering, we're thinking needing to roll back our users because FreeBusy is not working for us right now.
Yeah, so you haven't installed the agent because we're in private preview, and so we've given those bits only to a couple of customers. So you would be in classic hybrid mode, and you would have had to have done all of the work, right? And if FreeBusy is not working, then there could be something else going on. So come down to the booth. I'll be there this afternoon, but we've got a lot of support folks down there all the time. They can help troubleshoot.
Will they also, I saw some booths down there. Can they go into a room and make some phone calls to other people with me? Is that an option?
I don't know. Come down and talk to us, and we'll see what we can do.
Thanks.
I haven't staffed the booth yet this week, so I don't know what we're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm George from the University of Rochester. My organization did the hard work a few years ago, put TMG in front, and we're now doing some other hard work looking to put F5 with APM in front.
Okay.
Other than this being so much easier, is there any other advantages, disadvantages? Should we switch course maybe?
Yeah, well, as I said, if you've done that work, I don't know yet when we're going to offer that path to switch from classic to modern. Hopefully it'll be soon. If you've done the work, it's hard to say how much benefit is there. I mean, this is about making it faster to get there. And there are tons of customers that haven't started. I had dinner with a couple last night that are just about to run the HCW, and they said, our security team has a problem. I said, come see me tomorrow morning. So if you're already past that, I don't know. It's something to think through. I don't know what you're planning to do with the F5, but good luck with it.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
My name is Casey. I'm from Eaton Corp, and we are at a crucial junction where we're planning to move about 80,000 mailboxes to the cloud. We're fighting with security. We don't know who's going to win ultimately, but we're in QA. We just, they just punch the holes in the firewalls. I call them holes.
Yeah.
That get them irritated all the time. So right now with the agent and the private preview, is it fully supported in private preview? So if we decided to take that route, which security would love to hear about it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to you.
Fully supported. Come talk
later,
to me.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
My name's Amit. I'm with the BBC. Does this remove the requirement to have Autodiscover published on-prem?
It doesn't remove the requirement to have Autodiscover published on-prem. Now, we won't use it for our scenarios for hybrid, but your end users are using it to fire up Outlook and all of that. And you installed Exchange, and it created SCP records in your directory, so you've got published on-prem anyway. Typically, the customers that I talk to are not really worried about that. They just don't want to do anything on the internet. Don't want to publish Autodiscover or their endpoint URLs on the internet. But it doesn't change any of your on-prem requirements just to make your users functional.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan Morash with Questor 3 BOCES. Is there any update on hybrid identity scenarios? So when all your mailboxes are moved over to Exchange Online, is there any update on eliminating the need to having Exchange on-prem just to manage those users?
Yeah, I think we got that question earlier.
Oh,
Come see me
okay.
at the booth this afternoon. I didn't announce anything about that. I know it's a top-of-mind scenario for a lot of customers is we've gone all the way to the cloud. How do we get rid of that last Exchange server on-prem? So it's something that we're thinking about, but I didn't talk about it today.
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm from Bilfinger. I've got a question to the nice send as workflow you showed us. Is that also working in multi-domain forest scenarios where we have an Exchange resource forest and a user domain?
So the send as flow was mostly speculative, right? That kicks off the conversation. Should we do some idea of hybrid administration, be able to solve some of those sticky problems? But that's early in our thinking and development. So I don't have a specific answer as to whether or not it'll work in your 40 to 50 multi-forest on-prem scenarios. But,
because we built something like that already on our own.
yeah. But it's something, it's certainly a scenario and a set of topologies, more than one on-prem topology that we do need to consider for these scenarios going forward. Yeah.
One of the things you talked about last year was hybrid management and being able to modify proxy addresses in a single location instead of on-prem. Yeah. Is there any update on that?
No, but that's the idea. That's one of the ideas behind send as. I mean, that's basically the same concept, which is managing something on-prem by making that change in the cloud. So that's something that we're working through across multiple teams to make sure we have the right story behind that. But it's certainly one of the possibilities on how we extend the agent as a platform going forward.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so using what you presented about the send as kind of configuration changes, is that using the hybrid agent? And
that was
also coming to the classic mode, or how is that going to?
Well, it was all through the hybrid agent, right? So as we were talking about earlier, the benefit of the agent, not only is it just from a publishing perspective, but it's a platform to be able to do other stuff on top of, right? So we can send a request down through that agent, and when it hits the box, it's not necessarily a simple pass-through. Just go send it to Exchange. Now that's what we are doing with something like FreeBusy and Mailbox News, because Exchange has all of that logic. But we can build more intelligence, we can build more functionality into the agent itself, so that when it gets a particularly crafted request, we can have it go do something else, like make an LDAP write to set send as permissions or something else. So we'll run whatever we do there. Again, the send as demo was an idea, something to get the conversation started. Anything we do on that front will be as part of the agent with modern connectivity, right? And for many customers, that would necessitate us supporting a conversion from classic to modern, and we will get there. It's just a question of timing, whether it's GA or GA+.
But you're only going to get it when you switch from classic to modern. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Stefan, you mentioned that there's no DNS changes. So we have around 500 email domains. So with the synchronization, it's all email domains there is a validation.
Yeah. So everything should come with an asterisk. What I was talking about from a DNS perspective was strictly about publishing Exchange, right? So to publish Exchange for hybrid, you need to make sure auto-discover is functional on the internet. And if you've got 500 domains you're working with, then you're either publishing 500 auto-discover records or you're doing SRV records or something, right? So you don't have to do that, right? Now, all of the other work you might have to do to transfer your domains or instantiate your domains in Exchange Online and validate that you own it, that you still have to do text records and all of that. But the work in publishing Exchange out to the internet with auto-discover, endpoint DNS records, those you no longer have to do, right? Because we don't care about auto-discover. We override that with the remote endpoint or target sharing EPR for FreeBusy. And the endpoint that we provide is a DNS record that we create and we own. It's in that msappproxy.net zone, and we extend that out. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, that's it. Thank you all very much. Appreciate your time.